ABC's first black bachelorette, Rachel Lindsay, stated that producers of the show cast black men who didn't date black women when she was on The Bachelorette. And this revelation is quite troubling because when we take a critical examination of this revelation, it shows us the white supremacist hand behind the scenes on this show. Now, many people have been demanding that this Bachelor and Bachelorette show give us black people on the show for years after seeing numerous white males and white females on the program in an effort to show some diversity as related to relationships and romance. But it looks like here the white supremacists over at ABC, they weren't just looking to go out here and promote so-called diversity. No, they were looking to promote a divide between the black man and the black woman in this programming. Because what this is an attempt to try to program the minds of black men and black women and continue furthering the divide between black men and black women. Because what the producers wanted to do here by casting black men who didn't date black women was try to promote a narrative of black people not loving each other and furthering the divide between black men and black women. So this was something that was done with malice of forethought, and it was something that the network did because they did not want to go out here and promote black love. Now, passively, yes, they were going to have a black bachelorette in Rachel Lindsay one year and Matt James this year, I believe, but aggressively they were pushing an anti-black love agenda, and they were out here pushing that because when you go out here and cast self-hating people like a Rachel Lindsay and a Matt James as representations of black people looking for love, then they go out here and choose people of other races. That is promoting self-hatred among black people as a social norm. So what your ABC was deliberately doing was promoting black self-hatred, but that is par for the course when you get content from legacy media, because your legacy media is all about promoting white supremacist agendas, and white supremacy's main agenda when it comes down to black people is sowing the seeds of division. So they are going to just go out here, they're not going to go out here and get a black man who loves black women and cast it with a black bachelorette who loves black men. No, they're going to go out here and get a whole group of black men who are out here swirling it up with white girls, and then have them paired with a black woman who goes out here and deifies and worships white men, so that it can look like, oh, it's impossible for black women to find black love with a black man. And then a couple of years ago, we had the whole situation with Matt James just recently, where we have the black man going out here and saying that he cannot find a black woman to love him. And he goes out here, and what's really troubling is he settles for a white supremacist, and he's got the idea in his mind that he's going to go out here and fix this white supremacist and change her mind about racism. But the real racist going on behind the scenes is the producers who run this show, because the producers who run this show, they want to program an idea in black men and black women's minds that black men and black women cannot find love with each other, and black men and black women cannot see each other as lovable. So here we have with your Rachel Lindsay's revelation that they deliberately cast black men who didn't date black women, that the network was working behind the scenes against black people. Yes, again, passively, they had some people with black skin on screen, but these black people with black skin, they were not any kin to the black community. And this show was not anything about black empowerment. Yes, passively, you had black representation, but you had an aggressive anti black campaign being run on these shows to promote a gender divide between black men and black women, and promote that in order to find any sort of love, a black woman needs to go out here and get herself a non black man. And in the case of the black man, he needs to go out here and go and get the approval of a white female white supremacist, and he should try to go out here and try to fix this white female white supremacist. And that is again an insult to your black man, because why should a black man settle for a white woman who hates him? And why should a black woman have to think that she can do the best she can do is going out here and deifying and worshiping some low value white guy? I mean, that's not a picture of black love. No, that's a picture of black codependency. And that's the idea that your network ABC wants to program in people's minds by going out here and casting these self-hating black folks in these shows like The Bachelor and Bachelorette, and then trying to program us to believe that this is reality. No, they're trying to manipulate your mind to make you think that these people represent what the reality in America, but we clearly see how they had manipulated things to make that reality appear to be something that it's not, because that reality that they were trying to present by going out here and getting these swirling black men and this swirling black woman and then presenting them as representations of black people is a complete distortion of the actual picture out here. And it shows us how dangerous this programming is on your network TV and how devastatingly damaging it is to the black mind, because a lot of especially black women watched that Bachelorette show with Rachel Lindsay, and some of them were caught up in this whole fantasy of this not white or non-black man being the knight in shining armor, not seeing that all of the casting had been staged to further demonize the black man by making him out to be some sort of worshiper of white women, and also casting guys who had this whole idea of pursuing white women to make the black man look like the bad guy in the picture. Meanwhile, the white guy was presented as some sort of ideal to pursue. And this is all, again, manipulation by the network to program the idea that the white man is the ideal choice for the black woman, and that if you get out here and get a white or a non-black man, you will do better than going out here and picking a man who is a black man who looks like you. And the same thing went on Matt James's show this year, I believe, where he was out here and he rejected all of those black women and chose that white supremacist white woman to get involved with. Again, another form of trying to program the idea that your own woman is unattractive, your own woman is undesirable, and your own woman does not want a relationship with you. So what the white supremacist wants to do is program the idea that black men and black women cannot come together and find love, and you'll never get to see them on any program in mainstream media, because mainstream media does not like the idea of a black man and a black woman coming together on their platforms, because they believe they can't make any money on black love, because when you have a black man and a black woman loving each other, they can't really sell too many products to them, and they cannot go out here and control the flow of dollars where they can enrich themselves at the expense of black people. So they want to create divides between black men and black women by creating these artificial narratives on shows like The Bachelorette, by going out here and casting black men who don't date black women they do this deliberately because they want to go out here again and program the idea in both black men's minds that, oh, black women don't want you, they want white men, and they want to program the idea that black men only want white women. And these are false narratives that are pushed by your mainstream media because they profit from divides on black men and black women. And I go in depth on this in my book, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single, because when the black man and the black woman are fighting each other, the white supremacist can sell you both the guns and the butter, and then watches as he profits from you both firing salvos at each other in a gender war. And then as you're involved with these white and non-black partners, all of the wealth leaves the black community and it goes to those white and non-black partners, allowing them to enrich themselves at the expense of black people. And this sadly happens because many black men and many black women aren't really thinking critically. They get caught up in the rhetoric of these gender wars. They get caught up in all of the politics that goes on, and they also get caught up in this media programming from shows like this, which push a white supremacist anti-black agenda. And the anti-black agenda is all about showing you how to not like the person who looks like you and to wage war on the person who looks like you. So they will again skew the results by deliberately casting these black men who want to go out here and pursue white and non-black women, and these black women who want to swirl, and then tell you that this is the ideal for black people when it's not the ideal. It is just a small percentage of black people. And again, it's passively about pushing so-called diversity, but aggressively about pushing the same old white supremacy. That's why TV is extremely dangerous, and you have to really be careful about what you imbibe, because it will flow from your mind to the outside, and it will transform how you see yourself and how you see the world. And that's why you have to be careful about the type of programming and content you watch, because a lot of this content is toxic for black people because it's made by white supremacists to promote anti-black narratives and promote narratives that wind up leading to black people going out here and participating in self-destructive ideas that wind up undermining us as a people. Now, if you want to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. And if you want to try some of my SJS Direct publications that feature positive images of black people and positive black on black relationships, like the ISIS series, the Esteem series, the John Haynes series, all about Nikki, the Spinsterella trilogy, the Thetas, and a Recipe for Success, you can find all those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them on Smashwords, the iBook Store, and Google Play. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.